it's an honor just to be in the room and to speak here. It's like having your most favorite icing on the most favorite cake that you can think of. So this is what I will present for about more than 1.5 years. I have been working with the National Release Center, and I'll tell you what all we do. But one of the important aspects of bringing standards to India is to help people adopt it. And that's what my division does in CDAC. So Dr. Karanveer Singh has already covered it, and therefore there is not much for me to say here. Basically, IHTSDO, just to give you a small brief, it's an organization created for public good. It is owned by its member. Only countries can be member. That is what the charter of IHTSDO say. Individuals cannot be a member. They can be advisor, they can be associates, etc. But it is owned by countries. And therefore, the member, the entire organization is governed by the management board, which is directly kind of overseen by the General Assembly. And the members of General Assembly are direct representative of the government of the country which is a member. It has various other governance bodies. So basically, India joined in 2014 April. The whole purpose was that when the standards committee that what Mr. Bedi was referring to, they came to understand that standard needs to be adopted. The one challenge that was, how do you get the best? And if SNOMED City is best, how to ensure that nobody has to do an extra effort to get it and therefore somehow bring speed in the implementation. And that was one consideration that drove Ministry of Health to get India to become a member. And my division was created in September 2014 officially to help in the process of adoption. So this is the benefit of SNOMED City, which Dr. Karanveer Singh ji have already covered, so I'll just skip it. Now, in order to implement SNOMED City, the first thing which everybody is immediately focuses on and gets a feeling that it's pretty daunting is that it is huge, yes. Because if it covers everything what Dr. Karanveer Singh ji is saying, what he said a term saying, it is very rare to not find what you're looking for in SNOMED City, then it has to be pretty large. Obviously, it is many-fold larger than any other coding systems that you have seen. So on the left side, what you see are the 19 top-level hierarchies under which the codes are assembled. And to give you a little bit of detail, it has everything from clinical findings, diseases, procedures, etc. There are about 365,000 unique codes available in SNOMED City. And if you add the descriptions and their combination, it's more than 1 million entries in a system. Just to have a coding system like that into your database is going to be a challenging issue. Then there's a whole point about how do you use it and how do you transmit it. Now the good thing is that SNOMED City not only comes, the entire thing comes in a set of text files. And these files not only have columnar entry, but they have concept ID, their descriptions, but they also have linkages. And as Dr. Karanveer Singh ji was pointing out, the linkages are one of the most powerful thing in the entire SNOMED City. Thankfully, the packaging that you get is basically in terms of these three kind of important things. What you get are concepts, which are basically numbers. Then you get for each of the concept one or more descriptions. And for each of the concept with other concept, you have one or more relationships. There are even different types of descriptions, out of which one to choose that you can decide. The good thing is that since the descriptions are delinked from the concept themselves, you can have a translation file anytime. So you can translate the whole thing into a different language. Then SNOMED City can be expressed in two ways. One of them is what is called the pre-coordinated way, which is basically what you're looking for. There is an explicit code available already in SNOMED City. Then the other one is where you go for post-coordinated expression. Everything in pre-coordinated expression is available already. Post-coordinated expression is a combination of multiple SNOMED City codes to form a larger expression. In fact, you can say a whole paragraph in just a post-coordinated grammar. Everything that you have in pre-coordinated world can be expressed also as a post-coordinated grammar. Then SNOMED City is obviously, if you have something so large, you'll want to know exactly which ones to use, and therefore they have something called subsets and ref sets. We are trying to come out with 5 subsets initially, which Government of India is interested in, but there are many ref sets and subsets you can create. In fact, you can create your own ref set within your own implementation. That is also possible. You can have ref sets specific to a disease, specific to an anatomy, specific to an organism. You can also have specific to a whole hierarchy. Then you have extensions. Obviously, SNOMED CT is not complete, and many countries want to have a specific entries into SNOMED CT, which is more of a prevalence in their own country. Sometimes doctors want to use a particular way to say something which is not available in SNOMED CT, and SNOMED CT editorial team thinks that it is not necessary to have it because you can express it in a different way. So then countries can come up with their own extensions. Even an implementation, so a vendor can also have its own extension. However, please understand that there is a complete way of doing a ref set and subsetting and as well as extension. Nobody can just start adding something into their own database. It follows a particular logic and a particular mechanism. You can also submit requests to ISGSDO from time to time saying that I've realized that these extensions are necessary, and the editorial team, when properly addressed and voted, they will basically include it into SNOMED CT next release. A new version of SNOMED CT comes out every 6 months. Yeah, and then there are cross maps because you have other coding systems. You have SNOMED CT to ICD, you have SNOMED CT to LOINC, and that kind of maps are already available and they are being enhanced as we go along. So what are the technical views? If I'm a technologist and I want to look at SNOMED CT and I don't want to get inside what and it is how it is, then I am mostly interested about how it is organized and then how can I use it. So SNOMED CT, the entire international content comes as a bunch of release files. And these release files, like I said, are a bunch of text files. They are about more than a little more than over a gigabyte in size. But they are columnar data, and you can simplify one single command called read from file and embed it into an RDBMS of your choice. In fact, at SNOMED CT, we create at CDAC, we have created a component called CSNOTK, which is a SDK built in order for you to use SNOMED CT, which has a tool called DB Maker, and there you can simply point which database, and you can point where are the files kept. It will automatically populate everything into your database. There are 3 types of files that are there. One of them is a snapshot, which is basically only the active ones which are going to be used at any given point. The full contains even the historical entries, the inactive entries, and everything. You basically do not use full in an environment. It's mostly for research. And then there is delta, which basically say what has changed from the last release to this release, so you can just use it as an important entry. So how can it be integrated? It can be integrated as a code system, so you can use it for storing clinical information. You can use it as an interface terminology, so you can give a drop-down, or you can give a search text. So basically, people can simply start typing, and you can search into your database to see which is the one which is matching what doctor is trying to say. You can use it as an indexing system, because once you already have data, then you can pick the keywords in your databases and check relevant entries into SNOMED CT and index it properly so that you can do analysis later. You can use it as a common terminology, because you can use it inside HL7, you can use it inside DICOM, you can use it inside CCD, so it can be a common language of semantics between record exchange. You can also use it as a dictionary. You can query it, you can analyze it, you can build it into your report, and you can also link health records together, saying that all the clinical records for this disease, and you can index it separately and keep it using just SNOMED CT. These are some of the examples of how integrating SNOMED CT would look like inside your application. One of them is a search, in which you type search, and you have some kind of criteria as to how this search should happen. On the other side, you can have filtering, which is by hierarchies and etc. You can use it for data entry directly, and in fact, it's a good idea to do it because there are 2 ways. One of them is that you give your own drop-downs, which is a language set which is acceptable by the hospital, or you let people enter everything from the SNOMED CT itself. You can use it for everything from observation to all the way to specific conditions. Yeah.
So, Doctor,
yeah.
So you actually have a series of questions,
yeah.
And quite a few seems to be directed at you.
Okay.
So if you wrap up, you can also answer some of those questions.
So I think I'll just skip this, because Dr. Karanveen Singh is much better experienced than me to tell you how to use it in practice and how it will benefit EHR systems. But yeah, these slides are there, and I hope that when this presentation is available from the organizers, you can look at it yourself. Just to tell you an India update, most probably this will be answer some of the questions that you already have. You already have 74 affiliate licenses issued within India, out of which half of them are commercial vendors. Remaining are a combination of students, researchers, and organizations like government bodies, etc. We have already conducted about 6 workshops across the country, and this year we are planning to take it to state governments and also direct institutions, so maybe we'll do it specifically for particular hospitals. Also, training, we are trying to focus for clinical use as well as implementation. We maintain a website, the URL is here, you can go, and most of the things that my team wants to talk about and let you know about SNOMED City is there. Thank you very much.